Hello children, how are you all? I hope you are fine and good, right? I am Dakshayani, handling biology from Bharathidhasanar Matric Higher Secondary School, Arakkonam. Children, NEET exams for the academic year 2020 was over, and in this session we are going to discuss some of the solutions of the NEET, and in this session we have choose the 10 questions related to 11th standard, right? So let us go into the topic. So the question number 1, the roots that originate from the base of the stem. So mainly there are 3 types of roots, right? Primary, 2 types, that is one is a taproot system, another one is a fibrous root system. Taproot system we can see in the dicot plants, and the fibrous root plant system we can see in the monocot plant. Just look at this picture children, it is a coconut tree and you can see many roots arising from the base of the stem, right? So the answer for this question is a fibrous roots, because the other answers, the primary roots is present inside the soil, okay, so it cannot be arised from the stem. And prop roots we can see in the banyan tree. Where we can see the prop roots? In the banyan tree. Lateral roots arise from the primary roots. For example, in the taproot system, if this is a primary root, from here the lateral roots arise, secondary, tertiary roots arises. So the correct answer for this question is that fibrous root system. And now the second question is that it comes in the kingdom Animalia, zoology second lesson of 11th standard. Column 1, it is a match of following: gregarious, polypagous pest. What is gregarious? Gregarious means the which attacks in groups. Polypagous, it can eat, consume all types of food, plants, animals, etc. So gregarious, polypagous pest. The answer is locusta, that is a grasshopper. So the answer for this is this one, locusta, right? And adult with the radial symmetry and the larva with the bilateral symmetry. This type of character we can see in the phylum Echinodermata, the starfish, right? And the scientific name of starfish is Asterias. So the correct answer for this is Asterias, right? Book lungs. Book lungs, it is a characteristic feature of phylum Arthropoda. Especially the book lungs we can see in scorpions. So the answer for this question is scorpions. And bioluminescence. What do we mean by bioluminescence? The capacity of an organism to emit light. So bioluminescence we can see in the phylum Ctenophora. It is exhibited in Ctenoplana. So this is the correct option. So now let us look into the answer. So the answer is 4, 1, 2 and 4. So the first option locusta is the first. Next Asterias, scorpion and the Ctenoplana. The third question is that identify the substance having the glycosidic bond and the peptide bond respectively. One main thing you have to know children, the glycosidic bond is formed between the carbohydrates. Peptide bond is one of the covalent bond which is formed between the proteins, that is amino acids, and between the fats and the lipids we can see what bond? Ester bonds. So based on this option we have to check, right? First one they have given, what is the question children? First one should be the glycosidic and second one must be the peptide bond. So now chitin and the cholesterol. Chitin is, yes, polysaccharide, it is a carbohydrate, so glycosidic bond. But cholesterol, it comes under the fat, so ester bond. So first one is not the correct answer. The second option, glycerol and trypsin. Glycerol is a fat, So what is the bond present between it? Ester bond. And trypsin is a protein, peptide bond. So this is not also a correct answer. And the third one is cellulose and lecithin. Cellulose is a polysaccharide, so glycosidic bond. Lecithin is a phospholipid. So there is only ester bond, no peptide bond. So this is also not the answer, and the correct option is inulin and the insulin. So inulin, it is a polysaccharide. So what bond is formed here? Glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond is formed here, and insulin, it is a protein. So we can see a peptide bond, right? So the fourth question, the products of the reaction catalyzed by the nitrogenase enzyme in the root nodules of the leguminous plants, right? In the root nodules, leguminous plants means what, children? Pea plant, all the pea varieties, pea plants comes, patta, pairu vagaigal we say, all comes under the leguminous plants. And what bacterium is present there? Rhizobium, responsible for fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. And they have asked the reaction, the first reaction, that is the atmospheric nitrogen will be converted into, with the help of the enzyme nitrogenase, with the help of the enzyme nitrogenase, the atmospheric nitrogen will be converted into ammonia and hydrogen. Ammonia and hydrogen. And later ammonia will be converted into nitrite, and later nitrite will be converted into nitrate. Nitrate. So this is in the what? Nitrogen cycle. So what is the first reaction, children? Enzyme nitrogenase. What is the product form? Ammonia and hydrogen. So ammonia and hydrogen is the correct option. The fifth question is cuboidal epithelium with the brush border of microvilli is found in. It is seen in the lesson chapter 3 in 11th standard zoology, tissue level of organization. And the cuboidal epithelium, right, with the brush border, first we can see the first option, lining of intestine has a columnar epithelium. And ducts of salivary glands, right, saliva, it secretes saliva, so glandular epithelium. Eustachian tube, where is eustachian tube present here? Here, between the ears and the pharynx. So here fully respiratory epithelium. So the correct answer for the cuboidal epithelium with the microvilli is proximal convoluted tubule of the nephron. In the nephron, you know, right, children, it's a Bowman's capsule and proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, distal convoluted tubule and the collecting duct. So in this proximal convoluted tubule, we can see the cuboidal epithelium, cuboidal epithelium with the small projections on it, that is a microvilli. It is seen only in this. So the correct option is proximal convoluted tubule of the nephron. Next, sixth question. Which of the following statements about the inclusion bodies is correct? What are inclusion bodies, children? In a cell, many of the organelles are membrane bound, but inclusion bodies, they do not have membranes and they do not have membranes, and they are found freely in the cytoplasm, and their main role is to store the food materials. So now we can discuss what are the characters relevant to it, right? So they are not bound by any membrane, so it is a correct one, right? And third option, these are involved in the ingestion of food particles. No, it is not the function of the inclusion bodies. So what is the answer here? Which of the following statement is incorrect? So this is the statement which is not related to the inclusion bodies. And the third one, just we can check, they lie freely in the cytoplasm. Yes, they move freely. They do not have membrane. They lie freely in the cytoplasm. These represent the reserve material in the cytoplasm. Yes, we discussed the inclusion bodies is responsible for storing the food. So the correct option which is incorrect is these are involved in ingestion of the food particles. Which is the important site of formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids in a eukaryotic cell, right? It comes in 11th standard botany, children. Here you can see what is the function of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, the function is formation of ribosomes. Formation of ribosomes, which is responsible for protein synthesis, is formed by the endoplasmic reticulum. Peroxisomes, what is the function? Their main function is oxidation. They are oxidative in function. Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies, what they do? They receive the ribosomes from the endoplasmic reticulum and modify it, right? And they are responsible for the formation of glycolipids and glycoproteins. So, the correct answer is Golgi bodies. And polysomes. Polysomes, they are involved in what? Yes, the group of ribosomes, we call it as polysomes. So, the correct answer, which is responsible for the formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids, is Golgi bodies. Ray florets have. Ray florets, where you can see, children, you can see in a sunflower. In sunflower, there are two types of florets. One is a disc floret in the Asteraceae family. One is a disc floret and another one is a ray floret, right? So, ray floret have the inferior ovary. For example, in a ray floret, you can see the ovaries. Ovaries. The ovaries are enclosed by the thalamus completely, and all the floral parts arise above the, that is a corolla, stamens, everything arise above the ovary. So, it is a epigynous flower, but the ovary is inferior. So, ray florets have inferior ovary. Superior ovary, the floral parts are found below superior ovary. Hypogynous ovary and half inferior ovary, we can see here hypogynous means it is present in between, that is in the rim of the thalamus. In the rim of the thalamus, this floral parts and stamens arise, stamens and the corolla arise, and here the gynoecium is present. So, they are present in the same level, that is a hypogynous. So, the correct answer, the ray florets have inferior ovary. Ray floret is an epigynous flower, so inferior ovary is the answer. And the 9th question, select the correct events that occur during the inspiration. Just you inspire. While you are breathing in, what is inspiration? Process of taking in air. What happens? The diaphragm moves down. The diaphragm moves down, and by the action of external intercostal muscles, the rib cage is enlarged. So, the volume of the lung increases. So, atmospheric air from outside rushes into the lung. So, now we can see the correct statements relevant to this, right? The first one is that contraction of diaphragm. Contraction means what? Yes, when this is a just imagine this is a lungs, this is a diaphragm. So, when diaphragm contracts, so it is a correct statement, right? Contraction of the external intercostal muscles. External intercostal muscle is present on the ribs. When it contracts, it expands the lung. So, second statement is also correct. The pulmonary volume decreases, it is false, because when the diaphragm moves down and the external intercostal muscle expands, what happens to the volume? Volume increases. If the volume increases, what will be about the pressure? Pressure decreases. So, intrapulmonary pressure increases, it is a wrong option. It takes place during expiration. When the pulmonary pressure increases, we breathe out. So, the correct two statements regarding the inspiration is A and B. So, this is the correct option. The last question, 10th. If the head of the cockroach is removed, it may live for few days because it is given in your zoology 4th lesson, children, in a do you know box. Yes, if we cut the head of the cockroach, right, it survives. Why? We can see the reason. If this is a cockroach, children, it is a head and this is the body part. You can see cockroach head bears only few parts. The nervous system, only ganglion is present here. Only ganglion is present in the head and no other organs, only mouth is present in the head and the eyes. And remaining the organs for breathing are present, 10 pairs of spiracles, the respiratory organs are present on the ventral surface of the, these are all the spiracles. See 1, 2, right. So, pairs of spiracles. So, 10 pairs of spiracles are present on the ventral side. So, when we cut the head also, it can inhale, it can breathe through the pores, spiracles in the, through the ventral side. But the cockroach dies after few days. It dies only due to starvation. What do you mean by starvation? Patniya irundhu settu pogum, because the mouth is present in the head. But the cockroach never dies without breathing. So, what is the correct answer, children? Here, the head of the cockroach is removed. The correct answer is the head holds a small proportion of the nervous system while the rest is situated along the ventral part of its body. That is the correct answer, right? Okay, children, with this session comes to an end. Out of 90 questions, we have discussed 10 questions related to 11th standard. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.